YouTube, Kime, Kendra, my fellow Assembly for the followers, and my health commerce and subscribers. This is your health our leader, Maggie Negan, the walking deaf and go 27. How's everyone doing today? So, I just did a poll, and a lot of you want me to rant about why people are not attending my birthday. So, let's talk about it for a second, okay? But before I do, you guys, if you guys really enjoy this video, don't forget to like this video, share this with friends and family, as well as subscribe to be part of my Health Art Club, alright? And please check the description down below to follow my social platforms as well. Check out Kyle Kennedy, guys. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel, check out his latest videos, his unboxing videos, and cooking videos. But most of all, please hire an agent for his wonderful and incredible book called The Red Sky Violin. Not sponsored, by the way, but just find a literary agent so he can get published and make sure every bookstore get their hands on his copy. All right. So good luck, Kyle. I believe in you. So keep up the good work. All right. So let's talk about this particular video that I'm going to discuss about why people are not attending my birthday. So I'm gonna say this right now. For those who don't know when is my birthday, that is, my birthday is on January 4th. All right, just to let everyone to be, clear on this. Okay. Yes, my birthday is during the winter time. Yes, it gets really, really cold that day. But what can I do, right? I'm not Mother Nature or someone who controls the weather, right? I can make it warmer or summertime or spring or whatever the case may be that makes you comfortable, okay? My suggestion is that if you're gonna plan to attend my birthday, I'm gonna give you guys a big heads up, and this is just for everyone that's listening. Please dress warm. This is not, the summertime where you be able to wear summer dresses or shorts or tank tops or whatever the case may be, thinking that you're slick and thinking that, oh, I don't feel the cold. The cold doesn't bother me anyway. Sorry to quote Elsa from Frozen, by the way, but that's the damn truth. You know what I mean? Another thing that really, aggravates me a lot is where people always, and I mean they always, depend on me to pay for their behind. Like, I just don't understand. Is it your birthday? Is it, the time of the month where you think that I'm going to spend my whole life savings on my bank account, my money that I worked hard on to save your butt because you're low on cash because, oh, I don't know, that you spend it on figures, body pillows, little knickknacks or blind boxes, or better yet, you just spend it on somebody else's event and you don't have the time or money to like use that wisely. Am I correct on that? I just want to be sure, you know, because whenever the bill comes, they always say, "Oh, Maggie, can you take care of it? I'm low on cash. Can you help me?" Are you telling me that your own credit card, like you have a lack of funds, meaning like what? You have only what, $30 in your account and you don't want to use it? Because I thought you had a job, right? Like maybe most of us have jobs, maybe some of us don't. Yes, I get it. Like employment is a big issue for some people, right? But then again, it's like you gotta try somewhere to do something, right? I have people like complain about not, getting better jobs because employment's tight. I get it. It's very hard nowadays to find the right employment based on what you're looking for. But nowadays, I learned the hard way. I didn't ask for the job I want, but at the same time, I gotta do what I do most. I gotta save whatever I can. You know what I mean? And another thing too, right? The more you complain, the more stressful it becomes for you. You understand? I get it that some people nowadays, especially the workforce, that is, they're very picky. They really are. But this is not about talking about employment on this video, but this is about on why people don't want to attend. And that's one of them because they always thinking that, oh, Maggie, you're rich, you have enough money, you gotta at least, give us opportunity to pay for us all, right? That's no excuse. And I hate that. I don't give a crap that if you have $40, use it then. It doesn't kill you to spend. What? You're gonna hold your money hostage because you don't wanna, still like accumulate more money? Are you kidding? You can still use it till your money grows, but get a better job then if you thinking that, oh, you can only make what $17 per hour or something like that, and you think that's not enough. At least it's something. It's better than nothing. I'm just being honest. You understand? People nowadays, they just don't want to use their money. I don't know what it is. It's either they're being too cheap, and they call me the cheap one, and I hate that. Don't assume thinking that, oh, Maggie, you're so cheap. Why are you, being selfish? I'm not being selfish. You're using the word term wrongly, and I hate that. You understand? Just because I use my money wisely and I save and I have half of my money I use on myself sometimes. You understand? I don't want to use on anybody else because I earn my money. You do the same thing, right? So there's no excuse that you don't want to use your money on attending this event. I decide to change my birthday whenever I feel like it. Sometimes if I don't want to do restaurants, I'd rather do a karaoke. If I don't want to do karaoke, we do bowling. I can change my mind. It's not up to you how you want me to change my own birthday. When it's your birthday, you can change your mind too, right? Right? So, cut that crap out. And another thing too, right? You gotta stop with the last minute bull crap that I had to deal with. I have friends that keep saying they wait till the freaking last minute instead of telling me way advance. And this is why I make this event page for a reason. The reason why give specific directions and you can read it clearly is not that, complicated. It's not freaking science. You can see it right there. Save your money. I said it right there in the invitation. Make sure you tell me that you're attending or not. Don't give me this crap when January falls. You say, "Oh, I can't make it. Oh, I have something to do," and I see you on freaking social media, right? That you attend some other event that's better than my own birthday. How stupid is that? All right? I get it because you think just because you're in your 20s or your 30s or whatever, you decide to go clubbing because you're going to drink your butt off. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because I'm the type of person that doesn't want their friends end up drunk or in the alley wherever they feel like someone's bothering them when they drink. I hate that kind of garbage. You know what I mean? If you want to drink, fine. That's totally up to you, right? I'm not going to stop you from drinking. But then again, it's like, do you know where you're going? You're going to end up in a track somewhere in the subway and you're going to get lost somewhere. It's my fault because I don't know how to take care of you because you're drinking off your behind. I don't like it. I really don't. I can't be the one that has to be a parent for everybody. You understand? You're a grown up, act like one, and stop depending on me for everything. Stop depending on me to pay for your freaking bill. I don't want to do that. Alright? I'm not made of cash. I gotta earn my own money. Alright? I gotta use my money wisely. Alright? I don't want to pay for everybody. That's not that cool. Alright? And another thing too, I don't want people drinking on my birthday because they will end up drunk and be all tipsy and then they will end up throwing up. I don't want that. I don't want people being sick. You understand? And it's very concerning. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. You understand? That's how I feel nowadays. And another thing too, like I said, I don't want last minute, you know, mishaps or just out of the blue, like I can't make it crap. Just tell me that you can make it and give me an explanation on why you can't make it. If it's a family emergency, unless you have kids involved or a sick parent or guardian, just tell me. Don't be so secretive. And that's why I hate so much about some people. You understand? They're so secretive. They're thinking that I can guess. This is not freaking guessing game, all right? You had to make sure that you know what you're doing and make sure you tell me a way ahead of time saying you can't make it. Don't give me some lame excuse saying, "Oh, I can't make it," and you give me no specific reason why not. You don't want to come. Is it because of the karaoke that you don't like? Is it because of another restaurant that you can't make? Like, what is it? You understand? Because you can't just be picky and on how my event is going to be like. Other people do the same crap. You understand? I had some hostess do like some karaoke and people started attending because, oh wow, she has this loads of money. Where's this money coming from? Is it coming from her pocket or other people? Because I'm not that kind of person that wants people giving money, and everything else left and right because I can't spend my own cash. You understand? I just willing to pay half. You understand? And okay, if you are low on cash, I can understand, but don't give me this crap where you're saying that, oh, I'm running out of funds in my card. It's like, and whose fault is that? You're the one that spend it on what, outfits, going to a place that you've been to, like freaking Connecticut, Boston, Florida, whatever. And it's my problem that you spend it on your, Amtrak ticket or whatever, and you tell me you can't afford a freaking, karaoke bar just to spend quality time with me to celebrate my birthday. You kidding me right now? It's like pathetic. You understand? And I get it, and the people in the comment section are going to go say, But Maggie, you gotta like be reasonable. I am being reasonable. I'm trying to be responsible for everybody. I'm trying to look for after everybody. You understand? I have so many situations where everyone's so tight on money. I get it. Money's tight. But it's like people are spending their monies. You can't just always blame me. And I hate being blamed for everything. Like I'll give you guys, a quick story of, some incidents that happened to me a long time ago, okay? And I never had a karaoke party, by the way. This is the very first time I'm doing this, by the way. All right. So the story goes is that I was having this get together with a group of friends I went to high school with, right? And I decided to like let's just have a simple Applebee's dinner. We're adults here. Let's just enjoy having dinner and just celebrate from there because nowadays I couldn't think of any other place to go because some of these people live very far. Some people are not really fond of going to the city because they always assume that the city is always dangerous, blah blah blah. And from what I noticed, that one of my guests started complaining about how he didn't have enough change. Right, this is another money situation. Bringing this topic, what I said, right? He started complaining about how the bill is, right? And he's complaining about how much it cost him to like spend, and he's directly looking at one of my other guests, asking like, "Oh, do you have like extra change or whatnot?" And whenever I had my back turned, and this is kind of ridiculous, by the way, he had extra cash. And remind you, he has loads of cash in his wallet that he wants to use, but he doesn't want to use it. And it's like, what the actual F? You understand? You're telling me that you had loads of cash all this time, but you didn't want to use it. Because I want to remind you guys that this particular guest, we went to high school together. And remind you that his family, and they're very traditional, and then I don't know what it is with this kind of situation, right? And they are so naive, or they're just so like, very strict whenever they don't want to spend the exact amount of money, or they don't want their own adult child to spend this amount of money because they thinking that he's going to spend it all. When clearly he has to pay his own cash, right? And what I saw that was really shocking is that he was willing to pay a DVD, right, in Target, right, but not pay the entire exact amount, including for the tip for the waitress. That was really bothering me. You understand? And another incident, right, the same group of people, but more, guests come along, right? And what happened was that, a friend, of one of the guests that came by, he gets all worked up, and this is a true story, by the way. He gets all worked up because I was depending on one of the guests to help me make reservations for the Cheesecake Factory, where I live, right? And all of a sudden, and this what bothers the hell out of me, and still to this day, they will remember this till this day on, that this particular guest, friend of this guest I had, right, gets all worked up, like he got mad because we had to wait, like I guess the waitress or the hostess tells us that we had to wait either 15 to 20 minutes to get a table, right? And out of the freaking blue, he just snapped, right? As he tries to walk down, instead of, saying, okay, thank you, we appreciate that, we could probably go somewhere else, thank you again, right? No, he doesn't do that. What he does is that he literally gets all worked up, like he got so freaking mad, right? He got mad. He burst the doors open, right? Like really aggressively, and almost hitting an elderly woman by the shoulder. And I'm not making this crap up. I'm not. It's like totally ridiculous. It's like causing a scene. I don't know what the hell's his problem is. And I tried telling one of my guests to control his friend. I get it. You are upset because you want to sit down. You've been in the subway for a long time, you're tired, you want to eat something, you're cranky, you're moody. Yes, I get it. Time management is a big deal for everybody. But do I control the time? Do I control what these hosts do? No, I do not. Respectfully, yes, time is, a big issue because every time when people come on time, you want them specifically making sure that everything's, properly prepared. I get it, right? But I can't control like what table is open or closed. Some people book early, some book people late. I don't know. I can't assume anything. I was hoping one of your friends would just be able to make reservations as a generosity to make sure that everything's prepared. That's all I'm saying. It's not a big deal. You understand? And it's the same isn't in, freaking Olive Garden where we decided to go have the party there. People complain about the cost of the amount of food that we're getting. We're getting the breadsticks, we're getting the Caesar salad, all these kind of things. And once we try to get the bills all sorted out, the same guests started freaking complaining about the cost or whatnot. And it's like, you guys are just so selfish. My God, man. Be appreciated that I'm trying to have fun, right? And you guys are just so bickering like little kids. You are. And some of the other guests started wanting to drink instead of eating, and I was worried about her health because look, I get it. There's some people have different appetites for like eating something or drinking something. That's totally fine, right? But if your stomach is growling and you are not going to eat anything, then there's a problem with your system in your body. I don't know what the deal is, right? But what I'm saying is, you guys, I do not like how some people have that kind of excuse when it comes to like financial issues. You understand? If you have financial problems, then don't attend. Do not bother with me with this kind of excuses saying like, "Oh, I can't attend because I'm low on so many things now in life." And I hate calling people out on these things, but because it's the truth, and people don't like the truth, and that's what I had to decide to do this kind of video. You know what I mean? And for what I'm understanding nowadays, it's like I said, I can't control the weather. I can't control what the time management for the restaurant is because people do go to restaurants either for special occasions like birthdays, wedding anniversaries, venues, etc., etc. I can't control what's going on with the restaurants because sometimes it depends on the timing. You understand? So do not get mad at me for your problems. You understand? I'm the person that celebrates my birthday here, not you. Alright? You can have your birthday anywhere you want. You understand? And I'm just gonna say this right now that I've had trouble. The reason why I'm having so many trouble, making new friends nowadays is because I have, no faith in anybody nowadays. It's not that I don't have trust anybody. It's just that it's so hard to get people to trust you or be able to attend. It's so many things in their minds that they don't want to go. And I know that social media has a huge impact on what's going on, but you can't let it interfere with what is happening right now. You understand? So, like, if I do have this wonderful birthday party, by the way, and it's just a big get together where I want to make this memorable and I just want my true friends to attend to at least put the effort in coming, because look, I get it, not everyone can attend because you have a lot of things going on in your life, or you feel like you're being pressured, but I'm not pressuring you anything. You understand? I just want to have fun, just want to get to have all of you have fun and whatnot. And you thinking that I'm putting this burden on you because you thinking that I'm come up with out of freaking blue that you don't want, you think I'm gonna change my mind about where I'm going to have my birthday. It's like, what's the problem now? You know what I mean? So I cannot always, I can always change my mind, right? But I can't just please everybody, unfortunately. And it's kind of sad. It really is. And it's like, I tried making new friends, I tried and I tried, and all these excuses that's piling up on me. It's like, why bother, having this birthday get together? You know what I mean? Why bother like being my friend if you're not gonna show up? You understand? It's like I do the best I can to show up for you, but for me, it's a big issue. It's a big problem, and that's what is upsetting me. You understand? I try to socialize as much as I can. I try to make, it fun as possible, but every time I try to make sure everyone can attend, right? It's always an excuse. It's always a freaking problem. I don't get things, ahead of time. And you guys had to pay attention on what's happening, in the future. You understand? Stop putting your weight on me thinking that you can't make it. Stop with the last minute, notifications to me. Alright? I don't want to hear it. Alright? Because it just bothers the hell out of me that you saying like, oh, when Jerry comes, right, and I'm pointing fingers at people right now, this very moment, on why people can't attend. I hate last minute show ups. I don't like it. It's like, why can't you tell me in advance? What was the whole thing? You took a long time to freaking think? Because you're saying, oh, I can't make it because I have so and so, or I have to do something. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to catch you in a lie one day, and you don't like to hear the truth? That's on you, not me. Alright? So it's either you attend, or you don't want to attend and you just, sit on your computer all day, or just, do something else, because I'm not buying this, okay? I'm not gonna waste my time and energy because you wanna go somewhere else. You understand? Because, okay, if you have a better excuse saying like, okay, your family's sick, okay. If you feeling under the weather, then okay. Alright? I'm not gonna hold it against you because you're sick or you just got from the hospital. I'm not gonna hold that against you. Alright? And the whole thing with the money situation, right? If you feel like, all these places I picked so far are just too expensive, then what do you want me to do? To be honest, you understand? I can't control the pricing. I can't control anything that's happening. If you can't afford a freaking burger that costs what, $12? Then you got a problem, not me. Because I'm not the one that's going to pay your bill. You understand? I'm not going to pay for your Caesar salad or whatever you want to do in the restaurant. I'm not gonna pay for it. It's my birthday, by the way. You know, I don't deserve to be taken advantage, and I hate that crap. I really do. Okay, if you are like low, like really low, like say the burger is $12 and you only have 11 and you only need one more single, I'll do that. But if it's the whole thing, no, I'm not doing it. Don't call me selfish because you're the one that's being selfish. You understand? Because you thinking that I'm gonna like spend my work savings because you think I had to cover for you. I can't do that all the time. It happens too often. It just has to be, stop immediately. Enough is enough. Like, man, like, if you have a good employment record and you have a good amount of wage so far, you telling me that you spend it on other things like tonteria, or like in translation in English, like all this garbage from the anime convention? Seriously? And you spend it all on Amazon or eBay or wherever you want to spend it on? Seriously? So, like, lighten up the mood, save as much money as you can, and just have fun. That's it. You understand? And just give me a logic, explanation on why you can't attend. You understand? So, don't give me this nonsense on a blank statement on the reason why you can't go. Alright? And if it's a stupid, excuse, thinking that, oh, the weather, bothers me, oh, it's too cold, oh, I can't stand the rain. What do you want me to freaking do? You know what I mean? Do you want me to go up in the cloud and drain all the water for you? Do you want me to make the sun come out? Seriously? Like, think about it for a second, okay? And just give me an explanation, okay? Don't just wait. Just put it out there, alright? And I'm just letting you guys know, when you watch this video, I'm not trying to like throw anyone under the bus here. But it's just so much excuses that I cannot stand. It just irritates the heck out of me. Okay, here's another thing. Alright, if you live in a different part of the world, in the state that is, then I gotta tell you respectfully that if you really want to put in the effort and see me, then that's fine. But it's like, it's going to be concerning for you because you're going to waste your Amtrak coming from wherever your destination to New York, which that's where I live, by the way. And it's going to make it harder because I don't know how Amtrak is nowadays, because sometimes it's always delayed or it's canceled and you don't know where else to go, and you probably don't have enough money for a hotel because I'm not paying for your hotel. Are you kidding? Hotels for one night cost you an arm and a leg, depends on which hotel you're staying, you know what I mean? I probably recommend you stay in a motel, but then again, it's like, it's gonna be a waste of another grand of money for you guys, So it's nice that you want to put in the effort to see me, but my suggestion is like, don't, it's not worth it. I'd rather you do like a video, recording of you saying happy birthday to me. That's even better. You understand? Only for those who live in a different state. I'm not saying like New Jersey or whatnot, because New York and New Jersey are the same parts of the bridge. You can like cross it. You understand? I have friends who live in New Jersey. You understand? And they make it fine. But if you live like in the other border, like New Jersey and Pennsylvania, then that's too far. You understand? It's the same thing with Florida, Texas, or where the case may be. It'd be too much for you. Then I'm not gonna like make you travel all this way to see me. You know, I'll be shocked at you saying I put in the effort to see you because you're my best friend. You're like a sister to me. I'm saying okay, then how are you gonna get back? Because I can't afford your hotel. You kidding? Because this is a 1 day thing. But if you want to spend time with me, get to know me better, then okay. You know, that's great news, I guess. But just to clarify, just putting, letting you guys know that it's best that you just see me for one time only. You understand? That's it. Because I can do expenses of hotel and travel. That's not my thing, okay? I can't afford everyone. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Just putting it out there, alright? And do not, like that story I told you right now, just don't end up like that person, okay? You don't want to end up like that person specifically. Because whatever that person might be doing in the future right now, it doesn't look good. Just saying. Alright? But other than that, you guys let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? Should I continue inviting people? Should I not? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And again, you guys, if you guys really enjoyed the video, to like this video, share it with friends and family, as well as subscribe to Prepare Health Club, okay? And again, you guys, I'm not here to, backstab anybody or throw any shade at anybody specifically. I just feel like, a birthday should be celebrated and be memorable, alright? And that's what I want. I want to make beautiful memories, that's all, for my upcoming birthday, alright? But other than that, you guys, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys see you in the next video, and hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving, alright? So, this is your Half-Life leader, Maggie Negan, the Walking Dead Fangirl 27 signing off. See you in the next video. Peace out.